Hi, Aries. Welcome to your bonus reading for the person that you're dealing with. This does not have to be a love interest, although for many of you, it probably will be. But we all deal with all different kinds of people for all different kinds of reasons. So let's see what comes out. So we have the Hanged Man, King of Pentacles, and Death. So, wow. So this relationship has certainly gone through some massive transformation. It feels like a highly spiritual connection because we already have two major arcana. But it feels like this is a coming together of some kind of a soul tribe here, or at least a soul connection, a soul mate of sorts. You're getting intuitive hits with the Hanged Man that this is your person or part of your soul tribe, depending on what this relationship is for you. But certainly you've both gone through a major transformation, and that happened when you met each other. You're showing up as the Hanged Man, which is really saying that this relationship is helping you to really connect to your truth. And your person is showing up as the King of Pentacles. So this is someone who's a really good manifester, someone who's very stable, someone who has a lot to offer, someone who brings a lot to the table. So we'll see how this goes as we move this forward, and we'll start clarifying. But this does feel like a very important relationship in the sense that it's really changed you both at a very spiritual level. I do see you really being enlightened by something that you didn't see before, you're seeing now because of this relationship. And your person is this King of Pentacles. I feel like this is all about a divine orchestration. I feel like there was something here. I think we should just clarify because it's a lot of information. But certainly this was a destined relationship. So I'm going to shuffle these again. But I do want to start clarifying, especially this Death card, because that could mean so many things, but it definitely feels like this relationship is headed in the right direction. So this is being clarified by the Page of Swords. So whatever transformed between the two of you recently that made this relationship so spiritually significant, you're both ready for it. You're both ready for action. You have a Page of Swords, and it's like, even if an old way of being had to die, even if you had to break up in order to get back together, it's what was needed in order for this relationship to survive and to thrive. So then we have the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Swords. So it's basically what I just said. The 2 of Pentacles is saying that there were two options here. You could either continue going forward the way you were, but that had to come to an end with the Death card and the 10 of Swords. The Death card and the 10 of Swords are both about irreversible changes. You cannot come back from a 10 of Swords, and you cannot come back from death. But what you've both realized by knowing that these two options existed, that your 10 of Cups was really laying within taking a different direction, taking a different change of events, changing your mind, changing your plans. And that comes with the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man always gives you a different perspective. So I think you're now seeing from your side that things had to go as bad as they did in order for the relationship to transform and become something much better. So the King of Pentacles on your person's side is clarified by the 6 of Wands. This is certainly a relationship that looks like it has this potential to be so successful. You may have already hit some milestones with this person. Obviously, there's a history between the two of you for it to have gone so wrong, now to be able to start over and go in a more successful way. So why the King of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands? So we have the Wheel of Fortune, the 5 of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. I think that this person was really dragging their feet when it comes to this relationship. The King of Pentacles can often represent earth signs, Taurus energy, and earth signs are not known necessarily for moving at fast speeds. They want things to be just right. They want to pay attention to the details. They want to be very grounded. And these are all very good qualities and necessary qualities, but just by default, they're not very fast moving energies. And so I feel like this person was really dragging their feet in the past because of something that happened to them external to this relationship. It looks like they were blindsided by someone or something in maybe a previous relationship or something along those lines. Make it make sense for you and your person. But because they were hurt in a previous situation, they were dragging their feet towards this one. But now, with the Wheel of Fortune pointing directly at the relationship, it feels like there's been a huge shift in the energy and things are starting to really unfold in a more positive way because you have the 10 of Cups now on your side. And you're starting to see this person in a different light. You're being more enlightened to this relationship in the sense that this was meant to happen this way. That whatever they did to drag their feet, whatever they did to make you change your perspective on things, whatever happened that made you perhaps break up, it had to happen, and you're seeing it that way. So there's the 5 of Wands. So whatever conflicts or chaos or pettiness or disorganization that was coming into this relationship in the past, you're seeing that differently now. You're seeing that it was necessary, that the 5s come in when there's a huge change coming in. And you started to see this for what it truly is, which is when the massive transformation of death was able to really come in and transform the whole relationship. So we have the King of Wands. That's you, Aries. The 7 of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So you are still... You know that this person is your person. As I was thinking before, it feels like you intuitively know that somehow this is a soulmate for you. And so you're holding a lot of love and a lot of space for them. And you're keeping very confident about this relationship because you can feel at a deeper level that this is meant to be. But yet you have the 7 of Cups pointing towards the relationship, which says you're still not clear. You're still confused. You're not sure if this person is throwing up smoke screens. You're not sure if this person is deliberately trying to confuse you or if you're just deluding yourself. But you're holding space because you understand on an intuitive level that this person is your person and that they had to heal from whatever this external thing was before they could really come towards you in the right way. So the 10 of Swords is being clarified by the 9 of Pentacles. I think that there had to be, again, this feels like this is a little bit repeating itself, but the 9 of Pentacles is saying the two of you had to spend time in separate corners. You had to both go your own separate ways. Your person had to go and heal this 5 of Swords. Whatever this hurt was in their past, they had to heal that. And you had to go into a hanged man type of energy to really see this relationship from a different perspective. So this was necessary that the two of you had to break, or whatever this break was in the energy, even if it was just energetically, there had to be some sort of a break in the energy in order for this to come together in the right way. So why the 10 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles? So there's the Lovers, the 9 of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. So we're now seeing the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, and this is a couple, and this is a very stable couple. I'm also seeing the Lovers, and the Lovers is telling me that, again, this is a deep soul connection. Your hearts choose each other. And the 9 of Cups is essentially saying the same thing, that this is what you wished for. You both wished for each other, but your person may have just been not quite ready. And you may have not been quite looking at things the right way. And so this pause happened for a reason. But this is giving me an energy that this is something that is worth building towards. And this is a sound decision to be with each other because this feels like a very stable energy. So why the Knight of Pentacles? Your person we know was dragging their feet probably because of something that hurt them. That's being clarified by the Magician. I like that the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune are both here because this is really saying, and also the Nine of Cups, this is really saying that your person continued to manifest you in, even when they were doing their healing. They never energetically let go of you, because I think they were feeling the same way you were, that this is really a destined relationship, that this is really something that is divinely orchestrated. So we have the Page of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is saying that this person knows that they have to stop dragging their feet. The Ace of Wands is like a fire being lit under their feet, knowing they have to take some kind of decisive action towards this relationship. No more dragging their feet. The Seven of Pentacles is saying that they needed that time to heal, but now the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Wands are pointing at this relationship, which is telling me that it's time. It's divine time now for the person to move forward towards you. And the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands are both telling me that your person is ready. Your person is motivated to come towards you. And it feels like that energy is really moving between the two of you with this fresh start, with the Page of Swords and the Ten of Cups and the Lovers and the Nine of Cups and the Queen and King of Pentacles. Like the momentum is all building right now for this relationship to really be something great. Your Queen of Cups on your side is clarified by the Star, which I'm going to flip over. But this is very clearly telling me that you have done your own transformation, your own healing. You've kept your hopes very high when it comes to this person. And you know intuitively that you both really needed this time of self-reflection, of introspection, to look at your inner wounds, to look at the way you see things, and to look at things clearly and to heal. And that's what the Star card is all about. It's about healing and keeping hope in something, keeping a belief in something. And you never lost hope in this person. Even though you might be confused, you've never lost hope. So the Queen of Cups and Star, wow, are clarified by Temperance, Seven of Wands, and the Fool. So the Fool here is telling me that you are willing to take a risk on this person. There's two sevens pointing towards the relationship, and the sevens are about discipline. That you know that this person is going to have to do the work to really come back into this in a way that you feel that they're ready to come in. But you also have to do the work in the sense that whatever you were bringing that needed a new perspective, you know you have the discipline to come in the right way. So if you were looking at something, only you would know your own situation and how you were looking at things. But you've recently changed your mind about something, and that's the energy you want to put in. The Seven of Wands is about standing your ground and continuing to fight for something. And with the Star energy here too, those are both saying that same thing, that you just really want this to happen, that there's hope, that you're going to keep going for it because you feel that this is a stable connection. Temperance is here saying that your angels are here, that this is going to balance out, that you're both coming in a different way now, and it's going to be much more successful. We went from a Death and a Ten of Swords to a Lovers, Queen of Pentacles, and a Nine of Cups. And we knew that. We could see that this relationship is taking on a massive transformation, which is why you're still willing to put a risk in it, even though you're pointing towards with two sevens. You know that you're not super clear, but you know that you feel it, you know you want to fight for it, and you know you have hope. So let's get you some final advice for this. So the Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Tower. This again is that same energy. Everything had to start from scratch. You are starting from scratch. The Tower came tumbling down to release old ways of thinking, to release wounds, to release patterns, whatever it was that was happening between the two of you that had to come down. The Queen of Pentacles is a very stable energy. So it does feel like if the two of you both want to and work hard, this is going to be a really stable relationship. So let's get you some final advice to see what else wants to come out. So we have Justice. That's that balance in the energy. The Empress. Wow. And the Star again. You guys. And the Judgment card. The Judgment card is all about a high level decision. And the cards are very clearly asking you to choose each other. There is hope, healing, justice, growth. You have three major arcana as your final advice. This seems very clear. Keep your hope high in this situation. You've both done your healing. The energy is balancing out, and the Empress is all about growth, expansion. So is the Nine of Cups. This relationship is going to be something that dreams are made of. That's what I'm getting from these three cards. So it had to come to an end. You guys were going in the wrong direction. The tower had to come down. You were released of all this baggage. Now it's time to come back together. It's being divinely orchestrated to come back together so that you can have your love of a lifetime. Wow, Aries, this was a really cool reading. Will you please tell me how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.